I'm Ali, welcome to my world, bitch. So today we're going to be making a tier list of TV sitcoms. So pretty much I just googled it and Google gave me a list. Some of what Google gave me, I don't really consider them sitcoms. Like Sex and the City, that's not a sitcom, but Google said it was, so you know, Google knows everything. There were some that were on the list that I didn't include in this because I'd never heard of them before, and I thought that creating a space for ones that I'd never heard of was stupid. If it's not included, I probably haven't heard of it, so there you go. And I can't really make a judgment call on something that I haven't seen or I don't know anything about. However, on this list though, there are some that I haven't seen, and I will be making a judgment call on that because I do know a little bit about it, and they will be judged harshly. There's a reason I haven't watched them. As always, my opinion is gospel. Don't at me because you have bad taste. Now, just so you know what my kind of like standards are in a good sitcom, especially when we're looking back, you know, retrospectively, I'm looking for something that has stood the test of time. It's still remembered, it's still viewed, it's still revered, it's still referenced in other pop culture, and it's still people's favorite show. It holds up in today's society, so it's not problematic in today's society, and not many of them pass that test. I want it to be fun and light. I want likable characters, and because it's a sitcom, it's a situational comedy, I want chaos. I want batshit crazy chaos. I have just moved, so I'm trying a new setup here. I don't think it's gonna work because we're shaking, but we'll see how we go for today. Oh. Is a symptom of the coronavirus sneezing. Our tiers are as follows: infallible savior, sustained, like they've stood the test of time, but there are faults. Underrated, like they're really, really great, but either they haven't stood the test of time or I don't think that they will, but they are very, very good, and I think that more people should know about them. I'm glad that I forgot about you. It's the end of You and Me, because JoJo is a goddess. Get out, babe. I wanted you right here with me, but I have no choice, I gotta leave. Okay, The Office, obviously infallible savior. The end. The UK Office, I'm glad I forgot about you. There's no one that I like, there's no one that I crush on. It's not funny, it's not entertaining. I hate it so much. Infallible Savior, Seinfeld, no, it's not infallible savior. I think it's sustained. Cause like it is problematic, but it's stood the test of time and it's really, really great, and it's still people's favorites. This shaking is killing me. Okay, I'm gonna need to try something else. We're doing our best though. You know, it's a new setup, we're trying.
I tried, and therefore no one should criticize me.
Okay, they put The Simpsons on this list. I'm like, The Simpsons is not a sitcom. It's it's a cartoon sitcom, maybe? I'm gonna put The Simpsons in infallible savior because, yes, it's not as good as it used to be. But those good episodes, like those good seasons of like, they were like, I think for me around like season 12, 13, that's when it started getting really bad. But that's still like 12, 13 seasons of gold. So like, I'm good. Okay, Arrested Development, I'm gonna come back to it. Because I started watching the first episode and I was like, you know what, I kind of hate this. But I'm gonna give it another go, but I just haven't yet. So we'll just leave that for now. Family Guy, I'm gonna say underrated because it is good, but it's not perfect. Big Bang Theory, it's the end of You and Me. Piss off, I hate you. Big Bang Theory sucks ass. I hate it. It's not funny. It's just offensive. And I'm not a person who gets offended easily. Like I watch it and it's like, I'm like, oh, that was rude. Like that was crap. That was rapey. And you're making a joke about it. Am I supposed to like this character who's like rapey? Really? No. Just watch this video on Adorkable Misogyny. And I hated it before then, but then I saw this video and I was like, yeah, this is why I don't like it. I could never explain it before, but this is why. Modern Family, I don't know. I feel like it's such a jump from underrated to I'm glad I forgot about you. I'm gonna change underrated to almost forgotten. but underrated. I think that kind of bridges the gap a little bit more. Yeah, okay, so then by that standard, Modern Family. Is it just stereotypes though? Am I bothered by the stereotypes? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna say I'm glad I forgot about you. I don't think it's gonna stand the test of time. Okay, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now this is one that I just finished this week, which is kind of what made me want to do this video. I'm gonna put it in Infallible Savior, which some people might not like, but I think the reason that it goes in Infallible Savior is because it started before all of the Me Too business and continued through it and is now still thriving. It's grown so much, and it pokes fun at how not okay they used to be when it comes to PC stuff. So I think because they've evolved and they've grown it and they've developed it. I don't know if that made any sense, but it's a great show and I love it. Will and Grace, I might have to come back to it because it did just get a reboot, but also, is it really that funny? You know what, actually, I think I'm gonna put it in Almost Forgotten but Underrated because I do enjoy it. And it was a trailblazer of its time, honestly. Honestly, to have a show about gay characters in the early 2000s, like, that's incredible, that's amazing. Okay, yeah, we're gonna say Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Infallible Savior, 100%, perfect television, perfect entertainment, there is no other way. Curb Your Enthusiasm, I think I'm gonna say Almost Forgotten but Underrated, because it is really, really good. But I wouldn't have put it on this list if I was making the list myself. Google told me to put it on this list and I was like, yeah, you're right, it's great. Parks and Recreation, another Infallible Savior. I think I'm being too flexible in the Infallible Saviorness. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move The Office down to Sustained, and I'm also gonna move The Simpsons down to Sustained as well. Yeah. I think I have to. I have to keep a high standard, otherwise everything that I like is gonna go there. Okay, Friends, Sustained. Now, if anyone, people who know me know that I love Friends. It's probably my favorite show, partially because I watched it since the womb and I know it so well, I love it so much, all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I'm able to see that it's not perfect and it's actually very homophobic and quite racist. So we're gonna put it in Sustained, the same place as Seinfeld. It's a great show. It's people's favorites. It's absolutely stood the test of time. It's very enjoyable, but it's a little bit problematic. It's not, just like Mon Petit. Cheers. I watched this when I was a kid and I hated it. I'm gonna say I forgot about you. 30 Rock, another one that I haven't seen, but it's Tina Fey, so I know it's gonna be good. I'm gonna put it in Sustained. Fight me. I'm judging a show I haven't seen before. At me. I'm ready to fight. I have no evidence to back up why I put this here. I just get a vibe because Tina Fey. Frasier, I'm gonna say Almost Forgotten but Underrated. Okay, The Cosby Show, I'm gonna say it's the end of You and Me, only because Bill Cosby ruined things by being a terrible person. The actual show itself, I watched it as a kid and I remember it being really funny and enjoyable, but it kind of just like continues to perpetrate the idea that like the husband does nothing and is stupid. Even though he's a well-educated man, he's still dumb. Community, I think Community is Sustained. Either that or it's Almost Forgotten. Okay, the problem with this is that there's too many good ones. They're so good. Okay, we haven't even gotten to the garbage one. We're about to get to some garbage ones. Roseanne, I'm glad I forgot about you because Roseanne said some not nice things. Also, the show itself is actually very funny and I really enjoy it. But it perpetrates some really negative stereotypes that I don't vibe with. But also Roseanne said some really stupid things and completely just trashed the reboot that she was gonna get. So bye. All in the Family is one that I haven't seen and I don't really know anything about. But the fact that it's called All in the Family and it's got a picture, like the title card is a picture of two parents and what I assume are their children, the fact that it's called All in the Family, I just think incest. So there it goes. Fresh Prince, I'm gonna say I'm glad no, I can't do that. It's enjoyable and it was a trailblazer and it gave us Will Smith, you know? But what has Will Smith actually done that's been amazing, you know? Full House, I'm glad I forgot about you because it's not that funny. It's a bit stupid, and they also gave us a stupid reboot that's terrible. And I don't vibe with the reboot. Again, Married with Children, just more perpetrating negative family stereotypes. I don't like it. Get out. How I Met Your Mother. Okay, this one's gonna be controversial. I'm gonna say, I'm glad I forgot about you. And I have so many reasons. Honestly, I could make a whole video about how much I hate How I Met Your Mother. If I was friends with a man who was as much of a womanizing, manipulating, emotionally abusive slut as Barney, I wouldn't be friends with him. I would probably be reporting him to the police because his behavior is borderline psychopathic. He is not okay. And yes, he had a really hard childhood and he doesn't know who his dad is and he's got daddy issues and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I understand that, but that doesn't make his behavior okay. And they just play it off as a joke. And I know that the show was made in a time before this was a big problem, but it was still a big problem. If you want me to make a whole video about how much I hate How I Met Your Mother, I'll write one and I'll make it. Let me know. I Love Lucy, 100% sustained, okay? I Love Lucy is a blessing to us all. It perpetrates some negative racial stereotypes. We have to remember it is a product of its time, just like Friends, just like Seinfeld, product of its time. And it was very progressive for its time. Mary Tyler Moore Show, almost forgotten, but underrated. The Golden Girls, sustained. Progressive as hell. Blanche, if you want to go and be hoeing your old ass around town, you go hoe your old ass around town. Like, the Lord doesn't approve and I don't approve, but you do you, girl. And it's so funny. It's actually hilarious. It's a wonderful show. I rate. Everybody Loves Raymond. I'm glad I forgot about you because again, just perpetrating negative gender roles and I don't vibe with that. Get out. Happy Days. I watched Happy Days as a kid because it's like my dad's favorite show. Like Happy Days is to my dad as Friends is to me. It was just the show that he grew up on and he loved it. But it's not that funny. MASH is actually very funny, very witty, very clever. It's got a vibe of almost British sitcoms of the time in that it's very clever and wordy. That 70s show, almost forgotten but underrated. Very problematic, very sexist, very uncomfortable. Like, again, if you want me to make a video on why I have a love-hate relationship with that 70s show, tell me. I'll write it, I'll make it happen. Honestly, I think of the ones that are up here, like, that I've put in Infallible Savior, you know my vibe. You know I want it chaos, I want it exaggerated, I want it all to be a joke, it's all silly. Actually, wow, all the ones that I put in Infallible Savior are workplace comedies. And a lot of the ones that I put way lower are like family comedies. Wow! Does that just mean that family comedies are not very good, or does it just mean that I don't like family comedies? Moving on. Home Improvement. I don't know where that fits because it's weird and problematic. Like it gave us JTT, who was a heartthrob before my time, but I totally would have been into that. Just because it's Tim Allen, and Tim Allen gave us the Santa Claus, which is a movie that makes absolutely no sense at all, and I'm going to put a video here to prove that, because someone else did the work. Why should I do the work if someone else has already done it? I'm going to say I'm glad I forgot about you. I would put it in into the end of You and Me, but you know what, we're gonna give him a chance. Actually, the mother in that, who was the mother in that? Because I remember she always looked like the mom in Freaky Friday, but it's not her. Yeah, it's not her, it's just some woman who looks like her. What else is she in? Oh, she was in Last Man Standing for 2 episodes. Wow. Way to take a hit. She was in Home Improvement with Tim Allen, where she played his wife. And then 20 years later, she's only in 2 episodes in his new sitcom. And I'm like, cool. Actually, I don't think the new sitcom is on here. Oh well. Last Man Standing, look, I don't have a picture for it, but it belongs in almost forgotten but underrated because it's really enjoyable. And it gave us, I can't remember her name, but the girl from Booksmart, who's not Beanie Feldstein. Yeah, I vibe it. She's great. The Honeymooners, The Honeymooners is the exact reason that I named this tier. It's The End of You and Me. Because the Honeymooners can suck a dick. Get out. He's abusive. Like threateningly abusive. And he's always like, ah, but I won't hit you because you're my wife and I love you. But I want to hit you because you're a bitch and you're a slut and I don't trust you. 2.5 Men, Get Out, not funny at all. Just rapey, and I don't like that. I'm gonna say Scrubs, almost forgotten but underrated. Brady Bunch, 100% sustained, 100% freaking love that. Murphy Brown, again, sustained, okay? Big shot, powerful woman, kills. You can tell the lens at which I'm viewing this. Feminism. Fawlty Towers, I'm also gonna say, ooh, is it infallible though? I think it's infallible. Infallible savior for Fawlty Towers, yeah. More workplace comedies. King of Queens, I'm gonna say almost forgotten, but underrated. And the reason for that is because it's a bit problematic and is perpetrating some negative gender roles. But it's very, very funny and it feels self-aware. Who's the boss? I'm glad I forgot. I might actually go almost forgotten, but underrated for Who's the Boss. Saved by the Bell. Okay, so Funny or Die has a channel, has a playlist, a series called Zack Morris's Trash. And it's great. It's so good. But I still really enjoy Saved by the Bell. Okay, I think the only one in it who's problematic is Zack, and that's only one character who's perpetrating these rapey vibes. The rest of it is still really fun. Yeah. Almost forgotten but underrated. Why did I include these shows that I've never seen before? This was stupid of me. Okay, Sex and the City, not a sitcom, but whatever. I'm gonna say almost forgotten but underrated because yes, it's problematic, but it was a trailblazer for its time. Why did I include these shows I've never seen before? How dumb am I? Futurama, controversial opinion. I'm glad I forgot about you. I don't like it. I don't think it's funny. And same with Just Shoot Me. Like, yeah, it's, what's his name? Joe Dirt. It's just not their best work. And Keith Mars is here, but you know what? Again, it's not his best work. He was best as Keith Mars. Dharma and Greg. I remember watching this as a kid and I was just like, that's stupid. Pretty much the premise of this show is these people who are complete opposites, because opposites attract apparently, and they get married, they meet, work one afternoon, and they get married that night, and then it's just like the misadventures of them figuring out married life with their very different lives and parents and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but all these problems could just be solved if you like didn't get married. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is known, and I'm glad I forgot about you. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is actually, oh, is it sustained or is it infallible? That's the question. And what a good one at that. Let's leave it at sustained for now and we'll come back to it later. The Nanny. I'm gonna say underrated because it is funny. It's just really cheesy and very punny. Malcolm in the Middle, underrated. That show is funny as hell. Like, there are a few family ones that are really, really good. Reba, another family one that's actually fire. 8 Simple Rules, again, fire. I love that, actually. Maybe 8 Simple Rules, maybe I'm just like remembering that it's really, really great, but it's actually not. Ooh, I don't know. Let's come back to it. The Middle. Okay. I think The Middle deserves to be up in infallible. But it's not. It's just not. Like, the facts of it are, it's not infallible. And I wish that it was sustained, and I wish that it was going to be remembered forever as a classic sitcom. But I just know the facts are, it's not. It's going to be almost forgotten, but underrated, even though it's so good and it deserves better. The IT Crowd, again, deserves to be sustained. But I don't think it is. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to say what I think they deserve, not what they are. The In-Betweeners, for what it is, I think is underrated. I think it's really, really funny. It's a good time. I really enjoy it. Okay, Arrested Development, the one that I haven't seen, but I probably should. I'm gonna say it's almost forgotten, but underrated. I'm pretty happy with all of these. I'm pretty happy with my rankings. I think they're dead on. Fight me, like, subscribe, tell me in the comments what I missed and what I did wrong, and then tell your friends. Bye.